to get started today, the first thing we got to do is get the old window out. And I'm just using a blade here to cut the rubber between the window and the body. And once you get that out, it pops out pretty easy. Now, I expected this to be a little worse, just based on what I found in the windshield and the condition of the rubber. But really not too bad. A few small pinholes and we'll take care of that, but not as bad as I had thought, so that turned out good. Might as well do this rear package tray while we're at it, because once the window's in, it'll be difficult to access. And here's one of those small pinholes. I think I had maybe 4 or 5 of them. But a little welding, a little grinding, repeat if necessary. But that looks good to me. So just like the windshield, I taped right outside the line of the rubber. I don't think this window has ever been cleaned. Ever. In addition to that, the guy who did the welding on the roof, I'm assuming he didn't put anything over this window because it looked like there were weld pits all over it. I got it as clean as I could, and it'll do. But if you're welding near glass, please cover it up. This window rubber here is actually not the correct rubber. This isn't a low budget project, it is a no budget project. So I used what I have. That's actually windshield rubber, which is a little big. So when it's all put in, you'll see I actually had a small pucker that I'm hoping will flatten out over time. And this rubber also doesn't match the windshield rubber. The windshield was cow look, and this one has the trim for the chrome, which I won't be using. So that was a little disappointing, but again, no budget, use what I got. I'm sure I'll get over it. Had to have everybody help me push that window in place while I was roping it in. And there she is. So the sunroof, this little protrusion here, actually goes into a hole down in the sunroof tray. So if you've got one of these out and you put it in, make sure you line it up right. And once you do, you can screw everything down. made a mistake up here of putting the center cover piece on before the two cover pieces to the side. But I had to take it off and put it back on a couple times so it didn't delay me too much. But those side pieces do go on first. So I had an issue. The sunroof would only open about halfway once I put the crank on, and I couldn't figure it out. And the crank had a little bit of a bind in it, so I ended up just taking the thing apart to clean it. And this thing's actually quite complex. I had no idea there were this many parts inside. That center shaft there is a little bit eccentric. It's got that off-centered circle there. You can see when you put this outer gear on, as you spin it, that outer gear walks around, which essentially, I guess it either gears it down or gears it up. I'm not sure which. But the issue with the sunroof only opening halfway is because this thing has a built-in limiter on it. This tang right here actually fits inside that groove. You can see that groove only covers about a third of the circumference. So when you put this thing in, you gotta, if the sunroof's closed, you gotta make sure that this is cranked all the way closed too. I didn't know that. But got it apart, got it cleaned up, which it needed anyway, and learned something new, so that was good. And there she goes. Now the sunroof in the front was sticking up a little higher than I liked, so I broke out the manual and found out that you could change the adjustment using these two adjusting pads, I guess. So that's what I did. And here's a shot of the rear window, and I got the interior in as well, and got the sunroof all buttoned up. So now she's watertight for winter. I came out here one day when it was raining and there were no leaks, but I'm sure at 60 miles an hour that'll probably be different. So at some point I'm going to have to splurge and get that felt seal, but for now it'll do. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.